Om Shanti, 24th April, English Murli. Sweet children, have mercy for yourselves. Follow the directions that the Father gives you, and you will have limitless happiness, and you will be saved from Maya's curse. Question: how do you become cursed by Maya? What is the state of a cursed soul? Answer: first, if you become disrespectful to the Father and disregard the study, the jewels of knowledge, and follow your own dictates, you become cursed by Maya. Second, if your behavior is devilish and you don't imbibe divine virtues, you are being merciless towards yourself. A lock is then put on your intellect. Such children are not able to climb on to the Father's heart throne. Om Shanti. You spiritual children have the faith that you now have to become soul conscious and remember the Father. Maya, Ravana, curses you and makes you unhappy. Curse is a word of sorrow and inheritance is one of happiness. The faithful and obedient children understand this very well. Those who are disobedient are not the Father's children. No matter what they consider themselves to be, they are unable to climb on to the Father's heart throne. They are unable to climb an inheritance. Those who obey Maya and do not remember the Father are unable to explain to others. They curse themselves. Your children know that Maya is very powerful. If you do not obey the unlimited Father, it means that you are disobeying Maya. You become influenced by Maya. There is the saying, God's instructions are to be placed on your head and accepted with love. This is why the Father says, children, make effort to remember me. Then you will be able to leave Maya's lap and come into God's lap. The Father is the intellect of the wise. If you do not listen to the Father, your intellect will become locked. Only the one Father can open that lock. What would the state be of those who do not follow Srimad? By following the dictates of Maya, you will be unable to claim any status. Even though you listen to knowledge, you will neither be able to imbibe it yourself nor be able to inspire others to imbibe it. Therefore, what would your state become? The Father is the Lord of the poor. People donate to the poor. The Father too comes and gives an unlimited donation. If you do not follow Srimad, your intellect becomes totally locked. What would you then attain? Only those who follow Srimad are the Father's children. The Father is merciful. He understands that as soon as you live here, Maya will completely finish you. Someone who commits suicide destroys himself. The Father explains, have mercy for yourself. Follow Srimad, not your own dictates. By following Srimad, your mercury of happiness will rise. Look at the faces of Lakshmi and Narayan. They are so cheerful. Make effort to claim as high a status. The Father gives you the imperishable jewels of knowledge, and so, why should you disregard them? Fill your aprons with these jewels. Although you listen, some of you are unable to fill your apron because you do not remember the Father and your behavior is devilish. The Father repeatedly explains to you, have mercy for yourselves. Imbibe divine virtues. This is now the devilish community. The Father has come to change it into the land of angels. Heaven is the land of angels. People stumble around so much. They go to sannyasis, etc. because they believe that they will receive peace of mind from them. In fact, these words are wrong. They have no meaning. It is the soul that wants peace. Souls themselves are the form of peace. They don't ask, how can the soul have peace? Instead, they ask, how can the mind have peace? However, they neither know what the mind and intellect are, nor what the soul is. They don't know anything. Whatever they do or say, it all belongs to the path of devotion. Those on the path of devotion continue to come down the ladder and continue to become Tamo Pradhan. Although someone may have a lot of wealth and property, etc., he is still now in the kingdom of Ravana. You children have to practice explaining very well using these pictures. The Father continues to explain to the children of all the centers. However, all are number-wise. Some children make no effort to claim the status of a king. So, what will they become among the subjects? They don't do service and don't have mercy for themselves to fix their status. It is then understood that their parts in the drama are only that much in order to benefit yourself as well as studying knowledge. You also have to have yoga. If you do not stay in yoga, there is no benefit. You cannot become pure without having yoga. This knowledge is very easy, but you also have to benefit yourself. By not staying in yoga, you are unable to benefit yourself at all. How can you become pure unless you have yoga? Knowledge is distinct from yoga. Many children are very weak in yoga. They don't have the sense to stay in remembrance. How can their sins be absolved without them having remembrance? A great deal of punishment will have to be experienced, and there will also be a lot of repentance. Those who don't earn a physical income don't experience punishment for that, but there is a burden of sins on your heads in this. A lot of punishment has to be experienced for it. If after becoming Baba's children, you are disrespectful, you receive a lot of punishment. The Father says, have mercy for yourself and stay in yoga. Otherwise, you will commit suicide unnecessarily. It is just the same as when someone falls from a height and doesn't die but just lies in the hospital. He continues to cry, I jumped off uselessly. He didn't die, and so, of what use is he? It is the same here. You have to climb very high. If you do not follow Srimad, you fall. As you make progress, each one of you will be able to see what your status is and what you will become. Those who are serviceable and obedient claim a high status. Otherwise, they become maids and servants. Very severe punishment is received. At that time, both take the form of Dharmaraj. However, some children understand nothing of this and continue to make mistakes. Punishment has to be experienced here. The more service you do, the more useful you are. Otherwise, you are of no use. The Father says, if you are unable to benefit others, at least benefit yourself. Even mothers in bondage continue to benefit themselves. Nevertheless, The Father tells you children to remain cautious. When you become trapped in someone's name and form, you are very much deceived by Maya. Some tell Baba that when they look at someone, they have bad thoughts. The Father explains, never perform bad acts through your physical organs. If a person with impure vision and of bad character comes to your center, do not allow him to enter. If someone behaves badly at school, he is beaten a lot. The teacher would tell everyone how badly he behaved, and that was why he was expelled from school. If anyone with evil vision comes to your center, chase him away. The Father says, you must never have impure vision. If you don't do service and don't remember the Father, there must definitely be some impurity. The names of those who do service well are glorified. If you have even the slightest bad thought, or you look at someone in the slightest bad way, you should understand that you are being attacked by Maya. You should stop it completely, otherwise it will increase and cause a lot of damage. Remember the Father and you will remain safe. Baba cautions all the children, be cautious that you do not defame the name of your clan. When some get married in name only and live together, they glorify Baba's name so much. However, others become dirty. You have come here to attain salvation, not to put yourself into a bad state. The worst vice of all is lust, and next is anger. You come here to claim your inheritance from the Father, but instead of that, Maya attacks you and you become cursed. You then fall completely. It means that you curse yourself. Therefore, the Father explains, you have to be very cautious. If any such person comes, send him away immediately. It is shown in the scriptures that some came to drink nectar, but as soon as they left, they became devils and performed dirty acts. They cannot then speak about this knowledge to anyone. It is as though the locks on their intellect close. The Father says, remain busy in service. Be continually staying in remembrance of the Father. You will finally return home. There is the song, O traveler of the night, do not become weary. Souls have to go home. Souls are the travelers. You souls are told every day that you are the travelers who are now going to the land of silence. Therefore, continue to remember the Father, your home, and your inheritance. Examine yourself to see whether Maya is deceiving you in any way. Am I remembering my Father? To keep your vision on the highest on high, Father is the most elevated effort. The Father says, children, stop having impure vision. Impure vision means body consciousness, and pure vision means soul consciousness. Therefore, the vision of you children should be focused on the Father. Your inheritance is very elevated. The kingdom of the world is not a small thing. None of you would have even dreamt that you could claim the kingdom of the world through yoga and by studying. If you study well and claim a high status, the Father will be very pleased. The teacher and the Sadguru will also be very pleased. Continue to remember the Father, and the Father will continue to give you plenty of love. The Father says, children, remove these weaknesses, otherwise you will defame my name uselessly. The Father is making you into the masters of the world. He is opening up your fortune. The people of Bharat alone were 100% fortunate, and they then became 100% unfortunate. You are being taught once again in order to make you very fortunate. Baba has explained that all the great religious people will also come to you. They will learn yoga and live. You can explain to the tourists who come to your museums that the gates of heaven are now opening. Explain the picture of the tree. Look, you come at such and such time, and the paths that the people of Bharat perform start at such and such time. Listen to this knowledge, then go back to your country and tell the people there to remember the Father and thereby become Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. They want to learn yoga. Hatha yogi sannyasis cannot teach them yoga. Your mission will go abroad. You need a very good method to explain to them. All the great religious people will have to come here one day. Even if one person understands this knowledge from you very clearly, very many will be able to understand it from that one. When it enters one person's intellect, he will print that in the newspapers, etc. This too is fixed in the drama. Otherwise, how would they learn to remember the Father? Everyone has to receive the Father's introduction. Someone or other will emerge. People go to see ancient things in museums. They will come here to listen to your ancient knowledge. Many will come, and some of them will be able to understand everything very clearly. Everyone will receive drishti here, or this mission will go abroad. You will tell them, remember the Father, and you will claim a high status in your own religion. While taking rebirth, everyone has come down. To come down means to become Tamopradhan. The Pope, etc. cannot say, remember the Father. They do not even know the Father. You have very good knowledge. Beautiful pictures are continually being created. When there are beautiful things, the museum will become even more beautiful. Many will come to see it. The larger the pictures, the better they can be explained. You should be keen to explain in this way. Your intellects must always remember that since you have become Brahmins, the more service you do, the more regard you will receive. You will receive regard here and there too. You will become worthy of being worshipped. You have to imbibe this godly knowledge. The Father says, run for service. There is benefit wherever the Father sends you for service. Your intellects should have thoughts of service all day. People abroad still have to be given the Father's introduction. Remember the most beloved Father. Never make a bodily being your Guru. The bestower of salvation for all is the one Father. Wholesale death is now in front of you. There is wholesale business and retail business. The Father is the wholesaler, and He gives you your inheritance wholesale. He says, take the kingdom of the world for 21 births. The main pictures are the Trimurti, the cycle, the tree, the ladder, and the variety form image. There is also the picture that explains who the God of the Gita is. That picture is first class. The full praise of the Father is in that picture. The Father made Krishna become like that. God, the Father, gave us that inheritance. In the Iron Age, there are so many people, whereas in the Golden Age, there are very few. Who made this change? No one knows this at all. Tourist, mostly go to the big cities. They will come to you and take the Father's introduction. You receive very many good points for service. You also have to go to the foreign lands. On the one hand, you will continue to give the Father's introduction, and on the other hand, there will be fighting and battling. In the Golden Age, there will be very few people. Therefore, all the rest would surely have been destroyed. World history and geography repeat. Whatever has happened will repeat, but someone has to have the wisdom to explain this. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. First point. Always keep your vision focused on the one Father. Make effort to remain soul conscious and protect yourself from Maya's deception. Never defame the name of your claim by having impure vision. Second point. Continue to run around for service. Remain serviceable and obedient. Benefit yourself and others. Never behave badly. Blessing, may you have a tilak of victory and make your fortune number one with you unbroken. Line of faith. Description. Children who have faith in the intellect never go into the expansion of why or how. Other souls are also clearly able to see the unbroken line of their faith. Their line of faith is not broken anywhere. The tilaks of victory are visible on their foreheads, that is, in the awareness of children who have such a line. From birth, they would have the crown of responsibility of service. They would be constantly by playing with the jewels of knowledge. They would live their lives while constantly swinging in the swings of remembrance and service. This is the number one line of fortune. Slogan. To have a full stop in the computer of the intellect means to be happy-hearted. Om Shanti.